Hello YouTube, this is Frank, and this is Wednesday, February the 24th, 2021, and this is my 51st video and my 8th text editor video, and I was going to continue with the TDE 5.1V editor, and the topic is overhaul. Pretty much an overhaul of the TDE 5.1 editor. Now, I make mistakes. So the first thing I did for the overhaul was to fix my mistakes that I did back in 30 years ago in TDE 4.0. And there were several mistakes in there. They needed to be fixed, but I fixed them first. Then I wrote some replacements for strncpy, strcat, strncpy, and their friends. Let me just see what we got here. Now we'll be switching over to my VirtualBox. Right now I'm got Ubuntu 20 running over there. Now I have tested this with OpenSUSE and with Fedora. Fedora and Ubuntu look good. OpenSUSE needs a little bit more work. But anyway, okay, let's get over there. Right here, here's my VirtualBox. Now let's, well, I did not write it down, but one thing I need to do, that really needed to be done was to fix the compiler warnings. So if we were to make TDE, there should be 0 compiler warnings. None. 0. And that's all right. 0 compiler warnings. That's one thing that needed to be fixed. So if we were to look and see what we got, oops. Okay, there's our TDE that we just created here. Let's see. So if we were to run that. Before I lose my train of thought, okay, I was over here. I wrote a replacement for these guys: the strncpy, strcat, strncpy, and those friends. And those are at the bottom of. I put those at the bottom of the utils file. Now, if we were to go over there, go to the bottom. Let's see here. There's spring. We'll get this sprintf in a little bit here, but string C position, strncpy. I wrote some notes here on what I did. There's the destination, source, size of the end, buffer size. We will know the buffer size when we do string copies, strncats. There's the destination, source, buffer size. we will know the buffer size in TDE. We will not assume anything. We will know that. Destination size, buffer size, and that's going to be passed into these routines. And I wrote this myself. This is what I came up with, and we will guarantee that there is a null character at the buffer size or less. There will be no buffer overflows. And if somebody, if this does not work on somebody's code, then there is a problem with the code. Hopefully I've done this correctly. So let's just look at what that will look like. A good one to look at is file. Let's just open file and search for string copy. Now this is my implementation. Destination, there's the source, there's the size of that buffer. We will know the size of that buffer in TDE. There will be no guessing, zero tolerance for knowing the size of the buffer. We will know that. That is a something that is inviolate. We will know that. There's some more of these. Let me see. Get down here. Those are just okay. Now here's a structure. We were copying some stuff into pointing to a file name. We will know that buffer size. There will be no guessing, no assuming that our buffer size is big enough to hold the source. So if we just go down here again, we're going to check every buffer to make sure we do not overflow a buffer. That will not happen. We will know that. We will know those buffer sizes. This is just like an average. I mean, just like that should be no just getting the size of an array. That should not be. That should not be a surprise there. That's just a typical size of an array. Now this is an array inside of a structure. But again, we will know what size that buffer is. There's no excuse for not knowing what size that buffer is. Okay, so I think I've kind of nailed that enough. Let's see now. Printf, sprintf. There will be no sprintfs. Those will not be used in TDE. Oops. In the overhaul version anyway, in anything that I write. So if we go back over here to the utils, it's at the bottom of the utils. This is it. Now this is not really a direct replacement for sprintf. I'm just going to do this piece by piece so that we know the destination, the source, whatever width is the desired width, our desired justification, and if we want any pad characters, and the destination size. We will know that buffer size. There will be no guessing or assuming that we will not overflow a buffer. Let's see, what else have we got here? Fix the keyboard. It's kind of the same thing in that I did with memory. We'll use fixed width sizes in the keyboard routines. Let me show you where those are. If we were to do a TDE, we can pick any of them. Let's just pick Windows since we haven't done it yet. There's the console right there. There's where the keyboard routines are. There we go. There's some of it right there. We will know what size. We will define our widths for the keys. Let's see here now. Where's our get a key? I believe that was long, but we will define exactly how wide our return value is going to be. And these are some of the variables that we use in that get key routine there. Kind of the same thing with my memory. We want to define those so that it will be we can compile it in a 32-bit or 62 or 64-bit environment. Okay. Next, stop means stop. Now, TDE is a small project, maybe a toy project, but now in our work with things, let me see. Now this is just a sample. When I was scraping the CDC site, I've got over 300 files in this directory. And whenever I mash that stop key, I want the thing to stop. I don't want to have to mash the key 300 times to stop the thing from searching. So stop means stop. I reverted back to the original TDE. If that's a stop key, I mean, we do not change modes on it and have the user try to guess when the editor is going to stop. When it says stop in TDE, we will stop. I think I've kind of covered that one enough. Next, I put a header guard on the in the header files. Let's see what that looks like. Let me get out of this. And let's just pick any whatever header file comes up. That is a header guard right there. So that now we can we don't have to worry about there's the end of that header guard. Just Google for header guard, you'll see that. And also in header files, I created a new file called TDE limits, and in that file I gathered a whole bunch of limits into this file so we can include this file. Oh, and there's where I show how to determine the size of structures right there. Then if we need to know the size of our variable or defines, we've got them all in one place. So that's pretty much it right now. I mean, every file, let's see, let's just do a, let's see, let me just do that the C files. So you can see the dates on those. I pretty much went over all of our, I think every single file, every single source code in TDE. I went through there and overhauled our C code. Now there are a lot of, now that's just the beginning. There are a lot of things that need to be done. But I will put this on my Google Drive in case anybody wants to get the source code. I'll have the source code, and let's see here. And I did make a Windows version, so if you do not have a Windows compiler, I did make an executable there, and it's got all the debug information in there. I did not strip any of that out. Just all the asserts and everything are there, and that's the way I use TDE. I want to know if an assertion is violated. So I'm going to put all of this on my Google Drive. It's an overhaul, the first step of overhaul of TDE 5.1v. So if you're interested in that, it'll be on my Google Drive. I'll have a link. So thank you for watching.